What I'd like to do, Bob, is just start out with you and say, you know, we hear about SONORA X. I mean, is this just another kind of version, the next step? And also, what makes SONORA X such a unique technology?
Thanks for that nice intro, Rich. We've been doing this a long time together.
That's right.
Yeah, to put in perspective how special SONORA X is, I want to do just a little bit of history on plates and some of the most significant technology that we've unveiled over the years. Going way back to 1995, Kodak introduced the Thermal 830 plate. That, in conjunction with the first thermal output device, started the transformation of the industry to CTP. So that's one really big introduction. Next big one I want to talk about was the introduction of sword technology, which came in 2002. That eliminated the need for the preheat oven and the post-bake oven, and it simplified the pre-press operation and really made CTP even more viable. And by now we're fully through that transformation to CTP. And their next transformation of the industry is coming now, and that's with process-free. So our first technology in process-free was the introduction of Thermal Direct in 2005. And it's amazing to think we've already had process-free technology out there, for 13 years. Right. Okay, but the introduction of Thermal Direct in 2005 introduced process-free to the industry. It was good for Kodak because we learned the chemistry and we learned the manufacturing know-how to be able to make it. And through that, we developed SONORA XP, which came out in 2012. And that has brought us to this 20% level that Evandro just talked about. And the industry is starting to see the benefits of process-free, but we're still early in that transition. And we think SONORA X is going to bring process-free even more mainstream. As you ask, it is really special technology. We've completely redesigned the substrate, and we have completely redesigned the coating. The combination of those changes brings us this superior run length that you talked about, or Evandro talked about, the faster imaging speed, and the better scratch resistance that this plate shows. And we're very proud of bringing this technology out. I'm very proud of my team for developing it, and we're really excited to see the benefits extended to more and more of our customers, to see more and more people reaping the benefits of process-free.
Great, thanks, Bob. And thanks for not giving away the secret sauce too this way, to make sure that Bob didn't get too excited and give you how to actually make the plate. So in full disclosure, one of our panelists actually has not had the opportunity to run SONORA X yet, and I'd like to go to him, but have David speak. David's with Valpak. Speak a little bit about Valpak and really the overall productivity that Valpak has. So if anyone probably have not had the opportunity to go see Valpak, but it is lights out productivity. I've had the fortunate experience of being there. And if you could speak a little bit to that in the blue envelope, David, but then also what you would just process-free and SONORA was able to do for Valpak.
So if you're not...
We gave you the tricky mic. There you go.
Testing. Okay, so if you're not familiar with Valpak, what I get is, who do you work for? And I say Valpak, and you kind of look to the side and you say, the coupons you get in the blue envelope, right? So we all know Valpak. We were Sword, well, I guess Valpak Manufacturing Center built a process within a building, and we do 470 million envelopes annually with about 20 billion inserts. So we're fully automated, fully integrated plant, and as Rich said, anybody wants to come down and have a look at it, you're welcome to. We're fully automated through pre-press and into press. We transitioned from Sword onto SONORA late 2016 and finished in 2017. The benefits that we've seen is really the whole no process thing. We don't handle our plates. Everything is automated through pre-press. So getting rid of the processors, getting rid of the chemistry, saving costs that way, getting rid of all the wastewater. hate to say it, but sometimes we were a bad environmental customer within our city. They'd come out, test our water from time to time, and if we had excessive chemistry in the water, we'd get fines, and of course that goes on record. Our friends from the St. Pete Times are here and publish that. Well, Tampa Bay Times now, right? But we needed to get away from doing all that stuff. In addition to handling developer, you know, our guys didn't like dealing with that chemistry, right? We produce 800 to 1,000 plates a day, 15,000 to 19,000 square feet of plates a day. So we were having to constantly maintain, develop the processors. And that took a lot of labor, a lot of time, and we're really happy to be away from that. So.
And you had also some pretty significant water savings.
Yeah, we've got over a million gallons of water saved by going to the SONORA plate.
That's phenomenal. So in that type of really, you know, as I said, lights out productivity environment that you do, the number of plates, you saw no reduction in productivity. SONORA didn't hold you back in any way.
No reduction at all. As a matter of fact, what we had to transition to in our automated environment was there's no contrast, very little contrast to the plate. So it all really came in the pre-press area. We had to adjust cameras, get a little bit different lighting to be able to detect, to be able to do the alignment for plate bending. But once it came out of there, our scanners, as the plates went through conveyance systems, was fine. They could read the plates just fine. Plates went on the press, and we saw no degradation at all in press printing productivity.
That's great. Great. Thank you, Dave. So I didn't tell the panelists what order we're going into so that they have a little anxiety. So Bob. So Bob's with the TI group, just over the border up in Toronto, very close by. So Bob, why don't you share again a little bit about the TI group and where you are. You've actually had some experience with SONORA X in comparison to SONORA XP, and if you could share that would be great.
I'm the plant manager for TI group. We're a commercial printer, UV sheet fed. Presently we're running the SONORA X, XP, and now transitioning to the X. And it's helped us a lot with the UV and the long run lengths.
And what type of things are you printing, Bob?
Card books, pretty well just about everything from A to Z.
Okay.
Plastic, papers,
okay.
UV, up, variety of everything.
Right. Okay.
One of the benefits I've seen is the from run to run and the calibration when we're G7 calibrated.
Okay.
From day to day, from now to 6 months, I'm completely impressed with how it's very close when we go to do our G7.
Right.
It doesn't change. With the process plate, every day you don't know what you're getting. We used to read the plates. Now you don't read the plates.
So some of that variability we talked about is an analog process.
It's eliminated now.
Yeah.
And we used to read the plates, and it's a little different. You get used to that. Because now you're just getting the plate out, you're putting it on. You know, press guys have to be confident that every day it's going to be the same.
And then SONORA X printing on your plastics you talked about?
Yeah, with the UV, much better.
Okay.
Oh yeah, much better. Longer run lengths. The roll-ups are fantastic now.
Good. And how about scratching and handling? Is that something you experienced before?
Yeah, we have, but I think it's like something new you adjust, and everybody's adjusted, so that's almost non-existent.
Yeah, and then obviously the SONORA X will certainly.
SONORA X is much better, and the roll-ups, like I said, the roll-ups are much quicker.
Yeah.
With the SONORA X.
Oh, that's great.
The press guys are much happier with that. So.
Okay, great. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate it. So, I'd also let's talk to Dutch. So Dutch from Southwest Offset. So Dutch, why don't you again tell us a little bit about your company, and then your experience. Dutch has probably had, I'll say, just about as much experience with SONORA X as with any other printer in the United States. So if you can again kind of compare and contrast your experiences, we appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, we've been doing this for almost 2 years now, but with the X, we've done it. We've got over 8,000 plates already ran. We are pretty diversified. We do everything from newspapers to magazines, maps, catalogs. And we do it both on open web and heat set. The dot structure is probably one of the best things that we've seen. The quality of the print, just unbelievable. Our run lengths, yeah, we've open web, we've done about 230,000 with no sign of any type of wear. And the heat set's doing great.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, and particularly, because I've also had the pleasure of visiting Southwest Offset, and you have kind of a unique way of where your plates are produced and where you print with them.
We're in California, so we've got our challenges. We're kind of forced to go to processless plates because of the environment. California was very strict on drought and everything else, so we too, we run about 1,000 plates a day. We saved almost over $1 million gallons of water, so that's a big thing. But being in a campus environment, when we first started testing processless plates, we thought we'd have to put them in bags and everything else because we actually went outside. Some plates we did have issues with. It was funny with the SONORA though, the guys started getting away from the bags and just carrying them out there. Yes, face in, but we're not getting any type of scratches. We're not getting any type of problems at all, which is just amazing.
No, it's great. Yeah, it was very unique to see, but great operation. Yeah, Dutch actually brought a book that they had just, a magazine they had just printed, and I don't know if you've given it away yet, but it's something to see. It's really a very nice piece, so appreciate that you shared that with us, Dutch. So Ralph, one of our SONORA Greenleaf Award winners last night, and again another place that I've had the pleasure of visiting, and as I said last night, Ralph actually bought the business when you were 24 years old, I believe.
I was 24 years old, and I bought a factory or a company from my family for $1 million.
Okay.
It was in 1992.
Okay. And at that point is when Ralph, said we need to really move this to really a very sustainable message. And as I said, you won't see anything where it is encompassed in everything they do. And obviously the use of SONORA, and then your experience with SONORA X that you've had recently, if you could share that with us.
In the year of 2004, I initiated a strategy of sustainability and eco-efficiency. So we are in this time one of the leading companies in Germany, and for us it's no way to go with SONORA, because the plate actually in the beginning we are very skeptical of this working, the plate, but in time there was no problems, but something we had some scratchings about the backside of the plate. And by bringing the plates to the press room, and we put them paper between, and it was done.
And then with SONORA X, you have not seen really the need to do that as you tested SONORA X when you take the
SONORA X was very good, and our printers are looking forward for printing the SONORA XP. It's a very good plate, and we think we are nice when we get them.
Great.
Next time.
Thank you. And congratulations again on being a Greenleaf Award winner. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You can talk, Jim, a little bit about that process, certainly about modern, and again, what you've seen with SONORA X in comparison to the XP.
Good morning, or it is still good morning. So, modern litho, which let me give a shout out to my Missouri guy, Tad. You didn't get many shout outs last night from Missouri, but here we go. All right. Appreciate him and what he does for this industry, as we do with Kodak. And let me say to you, as I was telling Todd Bigger the other day, so I'm going to do a little advertisement here first, but
okay.
It's not so much that Kodak needs us, they do, but I will tell you we need Kodak in this industry. We need them to be strong, and we need them to be doing exactly what they're doing with the SONORA X, which is take another step. Don't be satisfied here, but to take another step. And that's what I really believe as you're hearing them most excitedly talk about with this plate. We're seeing the very same thing as everyone else that's been running this plate. So, a little of my background is I'm kind of a gearhead guy that has come up in this industry. As many of you, I feel like that farmer's commercial, we know a lot because we've seen a lot. And we have seen a lot of change. And I was one of the guys too that was pushing back with Todd Bigger when he made mention. I've had many conversations about processless plates. And I always told them that I'd love to go to a processless plate. Really would. But it had to make sense for our company. We had to be able to afford it. We all have to watch our cost. And then we had to run it, and it had to produce. And so 2012 or so, we took the XP, and we run 40-inch Heidelbergs, 105, 106s. And I was a bit skeptical as well. I had to have it proven before I'm going to remove my processor. And by the way, nobody mentions to you about, very interesting to get to move 70 processors out of your company, as happened in Mexico. What kind of a footprint is that in a waste environment being buried into the ground, right? We have eliminated way more than just water, electrical. Every brush, every part that was in that processor was going somewhere, right? So it's a bigger footprint than just water and electrical, I'll tell you, and also time. But anyway, so we took those plates. I said, send me 4 plates. I want to just put them on the press, and then I'll tell you whether we're interested. Because I understand printing from the press side. I understand the importance of water and ink balance and how quick it is to emulsify ink if you turn your water up too much, and how it has to balance with a plate, because I've done a lot of that, and I play a very big role in that in our company. So for us, make ready sheets, make ready time is super critical, because we all make money when we're up. We don't make money when we're down. And so it's all about the uptime. So this plate had to be proven. So we threw the plate on, turned the press on, and I was absolutely amazed at how quick this plate rolled up. And so when you run very new equipment that is sold to you to reproduce and make ready in 65 to 100 sheets, and it has to do that, you wonder about a plate, a processless plate. So I can tell you that plate will ink up today in 20 sheets and clear the board. Before the press is ready, the plate is ready. And that's what happened with XP, that's what happens with X. And the plate is clean, it reproduces a dot that is not only a real dot that you don't have to worry about going through a processor, something happening. So there's a whole conversation that you just leave behind when you go to a processless plate. When you take that process out. And as an operations guy, I can tell you anytime I can remove a process, I'm going to. And you remove that process, and you hang that plate, and you watch that press. And for our Heidelberg presses, they absolutely love the plate. And we have been running, we're not huge, we don't do a large amount, 10 to 15,000 41 or 42-inch plates a month. But we are a short run, high quality printer. And today the SONORA X will not only print 240 line very well, which is a book like this, a tabletop book, but we've been able to challenge that plate, because the first thing I want to know is what more can we get? And we do 20 micron, and stochastic has its place. But anybody that runs that knows the window that you have to stay in, and it costs you a little bit more. So I'm looking at ways that I can expand the window and still produce the quality that we demand, or that our customers demand. And so we've raised the bar to 300 line screen. And that SONORA X plate has been able to produce 300 line screen. And we print for a very fine jeweler that has a lot of diamonds. And that type of stuff is very important for them. And so we've reproduced that, sent it to them. They absolutely love that, and we are now securing that business because we can print 300-line screen. And so it is an important thing, but I will tell you another really important thing about that I really like over stochastic today, is I've never seen a tighter rosette. And if you are technical with me here, and you know what I'm talking about with rosette, which means I can print tenths cleaner than I can print them on a 20 micron. Because the rosette pattern is so tight and it's so smooth that we've had nothing but success so far. And here's the last thing, and I'll leave you with it because I'm getting long-winded. But I took these two plates, the XP and the X, we turned them face to face, grabbed them on the end, and I rocked them. And I rocked them hard. I got pretty aggressive with them, and we put them on press. That XP plate was scratched to death. Okay, there was no way you were going to salvage that plate. And on that X plate, I had 2 scratches. That was huge for me. And so everybody knows, okay, with a processor's plate, the handling is so important because you can lose money in a hurry if you have to print a job over because of a scratch, and you can lose money if you have to have your pressman up there with scratch remover trying to deal with scratches. And so I'm really excited about this plate. We are not seeing scratches now like we were at all. And so I can't wait to get my hands on this plate. I can't get them in quick enough. So, but nothing but good for us. Okay?
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it. I don't
know if I know,
recommend,
but I want to convert to SONORA all over again.
That's great. We have enough for everybody, okay? We have enough to go around for everybody. So, but also, Jim, I mean, we don't recommend that at home, that test, okay? But it is a great way to prove it. So I want to thank our panelists. Really appreciate you, first of all, coming. Secondly, being, SONORA users, sharing your experiences with us today. Thank you, Godfather. It's always good. And again, the man that brought this technology to us. So thank you very much. We really appreciate your time.